Hi, today I wanted to discuss conventional loans versus FHA. Who wins? What's a better loan type? Let's start with FHA. So, FHA buyers are typically buyers who are looking for something with a little bit less down. Maybe they've had some past credit challenges and they're looking for something with maybe a little bit easier qualifying terms, qualifying guidelines, if you will. FHA allows for a 3.5% down payment minimum. It also allows for, like I said, lower credit scores, past credit issues, derogatory credit, things of that nature. It's much more forgiving when it comes to that. It also allows for higher debt to income ratios. In other words, when we take your monthly income divided by your debts and your new mortgage payment. So these are really ideal loans for either first-time home buyers or people who have had some past credit challenges. They're in the process of rebuilding it, but it's just not quite where they want it to be with regards to their credit score. Conventional loans are backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They're excellent loans for people with a little bit higher credit scores, really strong income, and a little bit of money saved up. Conventional allows for as little as 3% down for a first-time home buyer. And if you're not a first-time home buyer, you can do as little as 5% down. Obviously, if you put 20% down or greater, you don't have mortgage insurance. The mortgage insurance can also be removed on a conventional loan. And the other thing is when you have a little bit higher credit scores, you will get better interest rates and better mortgage insurance rates, MI rates. So those are all positives that happen when you are able to go conventionally. Now, when we do a side-by-side comparison, again, minimum down payment on FHA is 3.5%. The mortgage insurance, there's two types of mortgage insurance. There's an upfront premium. That amount gets calculated and then added to the loan, so it's financed in. And then you have a monthly charge on the mortgage insurance. Now, the thing about FHA, you cannot get the mortgage insurance removed. The only way to get it removed is by refinancing into a conventional loan at some point down the line when you have at least 20% equity. The other way that you can get the MI removed on an FHA loan is if you put 10% down up front, and then after 11 years, it will automatically drop off. Conventional, on the other hand, allows you to have the MI automatically drop off once you hit 78% loan to value of your original purchase price. So it'll automatically happen. You don't have to do anything. Once you hit that 78%, it automatically stops and comes off. But you can also request that it be removed if your home has gone up in value over a few years, you've been paying down on your balance, making all your payments in a timely fashion, and you're at an 80% loan to value, you can request that the MI get removed. Typically, there's an appraisal done to make that all happen. Now, again, going back to the down payments, your minimum on FHA is 3.5, conventional 3 to 5. So they're pretty equal there. FHA can go all the way down to a 580 credit score. Conventional can go all the way down to 620. However, anything under about a 700 credit score, the terms that you're going to get on the conventional loan are not going to be that great. You'd be much better off doing FHA, even if you had, say, 5% down. Oftentimes, it will make more sense to do an FHA loan if you have a lower credit score, and even if you've got a 5% down, because if I compare that to a conventional loan, it won't be as favorable with regards to the rate and the amount of mortgage insurance that you're going to pay. So as you can see, there's definitely advantages to doing both. And it really just kind of comes down to what is your situation. And that's the one key thing that we always do when we're working with our clients is we find out, what their goals are, where they're at in this home buying journey. In other words, do they have some credit that they need to work on where maybe it's high enough to get a loan, but not quite as high as where they want it to be? Well, we might want to still look at getting you in, doing an FHA loan, and eventually you can refinance it into a conventional loan once you get your score up and things improve in your situation. So the bottom line is both loans can win. It just depends on what your circumstances are. So there's no clear-cut winner. It really kind of depends. If you got a little bit lower credit scores, not as much to put down, you need a little bit more flexibility in how much debt to income we can go to, FHA is probably your choice. If you have higher credit scores, you've got a little bit more to put down, and you're just, you don't need to stretch your debt to income that much, conventional is going to be a better option for you. And at the end of the day, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to sit down with you. We're going to go over all of that and help you decide which one's better, not make you decide on your own. We're going to give you the information you need to make an educated decision and decide for yourself which one makes the most sense. So I really hope you found this information helpful. And if you did, please do me a favor and subscribe to our page here. Also, feel free to forward this to any of your friends and family that might be looking to buy a home. You can always reach out to us. You can always call or text. I'm always here to answer your questions. Looking forward to assisting you when it comes to buying a home. You have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.